Good evening. We'd like to welcome you and call to order the Village of Morton Planning Commission meeting for Monday, November 25th, 2013. I ask the first order of business be the call to roll.
Keach.
Here.
Farrell.
Here.
Elam. Here. Nepp. Here. Rhine.
Here.
Ritterbusch.
Here.
Smocks.
Here.
Westlake. And Zobrist.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Excellent. So the next order of business is the approval of meeting minutes from the October 28th meeting. The minutes were provided in the packet for tonight. Does anybody have any questions, comments, changes, deletions they'd like to make? If not, is there
I'll move to approve.
is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Clerk, may I ask it? Call to roll.
Farrell.
Yes.
Keach.
Yes.
Elam. Yes. Ritterbusch.
Yes.
Rhine.
Yes.
Nepp. Yes. Smock.
Yes.
Zobrist.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, tonight we're going to change the order just slightly. We're going to start, instead of going right into the public hearing, we're going to start with other business. Starting with the preliminary plat of Orchard Hills Section 9, a part of southwest of Section 22, consisting of 11 acres. Roger, would you like to provide us with an overview?
First, I point out that the plats that are laying in front of you, plus each of you were given one on your agenda, is a revised concept for the extensions of Orchard Hills. It's a little different than what would appear on our screen up here. And then the plat itself, everything is good. Sanitary sewer can access all the properties, not just in this phase of the development, but future phases. So from the village's standpoint, we're fine with it.
Is there anyone from the audience that would like to talk to this tonight, or any questions on the board?
Can I speak for a second?
Yeah, just stand and be sworn in.
It's not hearing.
Oh, true, yeah.
I thought I would be a little bit remiss if I didn't come up and express some concern on how difficult these projects are anymore. They're extremely difficult. Everybody, the city has their view and the developer has their view. Today, you could take a project like Hyde Park, and there would be no way that you could get Hyde Park approved today. I drove out the other day and counted the cul-de-sac. There's 11 cul-de-sacs. Plus, you have to go through the lot lines to bring your sanitary sewer up. And that's frowned on today. And you can almost say that for Thornridge and Fox Bend. I mean, you could not get those approved today. And what happens is somebody is taking the creativity out of being a developer. I mean, your vision of what you see and project is probably not going to be there unless it's confined in this small box. And this box is getting smaller. It's getting real small. So after doing this for 35 years, I just thought I would give my opinion. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know. I mean, you see that plan in front of you, but it took 10 revisions just to get to here. 10 revisions just to get to here, just to get to this point. To bring it in front of the planning commission. I just hate to see the private person that has a vision and a concept for an area probably not going to get it done. If it's got a cul-de-sac, especially if it's got a cul-de-sac.
Is the cul-de-sac one of the main concerns that you have, or are there other?
Well, I
ones
mean, it's a tool for designing subdivisions. Sometimes they have to be there, sometimes they don't. But you look at a project like Hyde Park, it's got 250 lots and there's 11 cul-de-sacs. Now, I wouldn't say that's bad planning, but it's bad planning today. You couldn't get that through today.
Is the main reason you're given that snow removal issues with
Well,
cul-de-sacs?
I'm sure it is, you know. I'm sure that snow removal takes longer on a cul-de-sac. I realize that. But to the point which you're going to let the snowplow driver decide how these streets are constructed. I don't know if that's right. There has to be a median here somewhere where creativity and the city's needs could come together at some point, I think, to make a happy median.
So I guess this is maybe a question, Steve, you can help steer me on a little bit. So we're going to be meeting tonight a little bit on mixed use in the city here and talking a little bit more about that. And this feels like it's very much in line with that, in that what you're bringing to the commission is that we probably need to look at the way that we're allowing developers to build out subdivisions and look to see if there are maybe changes that we need to make, such as allowing cul-de-sacs, or maybe it's extending, I don't know what other areas are, but maybe there's an opportunity here for us to reach out to developers and have them come in and talk to us a little bit about what they're looking for, what would bring them to Morton, what would allow, because I think we've done that recently with some of the other subdivisions where they came to us and said, you know, we've got 10 acres here. We can't do anything with it if you don't make it really small. And we keep going down the route of let's make everything smaller, let's a couple of us do. And this is, I think, one of the best designed subdivisions in Morton, in my opinion. And I'd like to see us go towards this route with other areas, and I'd hate to see us squeezing out one area or one type of home, or you know, maybe there's some opportunities for us to meet with other developers like you, see what we can do. I mean, what do you think, Steve? Is that something?
I think your business at hand is approval of this particular plan. And I think we're probably not served by getting into a discussion on cul-de-sacs tonight. There are sound reasons in the village for the design limitations that we place, and having to do with more than just snow plowing. So I think that the issue is approval of this plat.
Okay.
All right, that's what we're here for.
I guess I would say, as the commissioner, that you know, maybe bring that up with Steve, and we'll look for Steve to be bringing something back to us to talk about in the future. Or I'll keep asking him about it. Okay. So do we have any other comments from the board, or is there a?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
There's been a first and second. May I ask call the roll?
Silverist,
Yes.
Smock,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Rhine,
Yes.
Nip. Yes. Keach,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
and Elam. Yes. Thank you.
All right, so the next order of business tonight is the public hearing section. I'd like to start off by asking the village attorney to give us a brief overview of the proceedings.
Thank you. Public hearing is being held tonight pursuant to published notice. Any person wishing to address the Plan Commission on the subject will be afforded an opportunity to do so. They will be sworn in by our court reporter and will give their testimony under oath or affirmation. When the hearing concludes, the Plan Commission will make a recommendation to the village board. The Plan Commission makes recommendations only, the village board takes final action.
All right. Mr. Farrell, would you like to lead us in the discussion tonight?
No.
All
Oh, is
right.
that rhetorical? As far as the continuation of the mixed use, I think the proper format here is probably to hear any specific discussion that any of you may have come up with, questions after our last kind of lengthy conversation. And then if we're all on the same page still as far as this, we'll call it first draft, I think it should be moved on to the city level so that they can, the village level, I should say, so they can start to review it. I'm sure there'll be probably multiple conversations and continuations at that level with a lot of input, and it'll probably end up back in front of us for additional review. Did anybody have questions after the last meeting where we kind of went through it line by line, or comments? Pretty good. Now, if not, I would say that we should make a motion to move this so that the village can review it and get back to us with their notes and comments.
Is there someone that would like to make a motion, or would anyone like to talk about it some more? Or?
I feel it's self-serving if I make that motion, so I'll let the other people at the table do that.
For clarification on the motion, if you were to move to recommend approval of this amendment or addition to your zoning code, that'd be your final action. If you're wanting discussion only from the village board and working towards a more final draft, you could take that approach as well, which would be essentially a pass it over.
Pass it over? What's the formal declaration we make?
Your formal final vote is you recommend that they approve this draft.
So moved.
Mr. Farrell made the motion, and do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you.
So the recommendation is that we're going to pass this over to the village board so that they can approve the draft as submitted.
Correct.
Could I ask a question about that? Roger, is the draft that we've come up with, is that something that just easily slides right into our existing zoning ordinance as written? Or is there going to need to be some massaging of it to get it to actually?
There's an ordinance that amends your existing code that would be prepared based on the language that you guys have set
Okay,
up.
so there would be an ordinance that was drafted based on that. Okay,
Correct.
that doesn't become the ordinance.
Yeah, the ordinance would say we're adding this to our code. So it says we're amending the existing code by adding these new sections or changing these sections. So the substantive language would be all yours, technical language added to merge it into your code.
Okay. I talked to Tom about that too.
I'd like to ask Trustee Newhouse if he feels that if he thinks it's ready to go that next step.
Well, I mean, theoretically, it'd be perfect, but I don't think we'll know perfect till we get there. I think maybe it would be useful at this point, particularly because of some other things that are going on. You know, we talked about sign designs and some other kinds of things, a common look and feel type of questions that we talk about off and on. I think it might be useful to have this come in the current iteration to the village board, and a chance for people to look at it, maybe have some discussion about it, and then we can do one of three things. We can accept it as recommended. We can send it back with comment for maybe further review and development. We can reject it. Well, I don't think it'll get rejected, but I think that maybe it's time for the trustees to have a look at it, kind of know where we're going, and allow us to lay that on to some of the other things that maybe the Business District Commission and the Economic Development Council are talking about, because ultimately they all have to fit together. So I'm not opposed to having it come to the village board at this point.
Call the order.
Keach,
Yes.
Neb. Yes. Rhine,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Elam. Yes. Smock,
Yes.
and Zobers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Roger, do you have anything for us tonight?
Just one item, just for planning purposes. We will have one public hearing December 16th prior to the village board meeting, and that will be at 6 o'clock. It's a it's a zoning amendment that will be coming before you.
Okay. Trustee Newhouse?
I don't think I have anything else. Thanks for all the work on the mixed use zoning. I know that's complicated and lots of things go into it, and probably going to get some more work done on it before it's finished, but we appreciate it. Have a great Thanksgiving, and everybody plan to come to the Christmas party.
Mr. Spengler, you said 6 o'clock for the next meeting?
6 o'clock.
So those of us that like to attend at 7 probably should
You would be in
change our
time for the
calendar.
village board meeting if you came at 7.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Okay, next is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor, or I guess, I need a second. Is there a second?
I second.
Oh,
Okay.
all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Or adjourned?